And obviously, I rewatched every single episode of the original series, twice. The show is so iconic. Obviously, it's such a huge part of American history, TV history, and the role of James T. Kirk is, arguably one of the most famous roles in television. So my goal was to how do I differentiate myself? How do I offer something new? How do I bring something fresh to the table in terms of like telling Kirk's story before?
And we know that William Shatner gave his blessing. He posted on social media, "Keep my ship and crew safe, Captain. Congratulations."
That tweet meant so much to me. It was such a touching moment. William Shatner is so unbelievably confident in his portrayal of Captain Kirk, and it's so undeniable, his charm and confidence. And I thought, well, my version of Kirk isn't Captain yet. So should I make him perhaps a little less sure-footed, maybe a little more vulnerable, And I wanted to sort of bring that perspective to Kirk. So you see him learning how to become captain. You see him learning how to get his confidence. The writers do such an incredible job of using their imagination to tell for storytelling. And I think that's what made Star Trek, the original series, so special, because every time they're exploring a strange new world, no pun intended, you're meeting a new alien life form, you're meeting a new type of species. And so all of these things are sort of playground for curiosity and adventure, and also to shed light on society. And that is what makes Star Trek so special and why people relate to it.
Many people know you from the Vampire Diaries. How do you transition from something like that to this brand new world?
I welcomed it. Obviously, the Vampire Diaries was such an iconic show in its own right. A huge sort of YA fantasy, definitely a different demographic. And I got off the show, and for years I'd been like, gosh, how do I find a role that is ever going to be of the magnitude of the Vampire Diaries in terms of just how well known it became? And Captain Kirk, or Lieutenant Kirk I should say, landed in my lap, and it just felt like such a blessing.